In today's video, I'm going to test two of the most popular, most sought after, talked about impact drivers on the face of the planet in 2026. So popular that when you walk into the Home Depot, you can't even find one of them. And yes, one of them is the Stealth Force Compact Nuke from RIDGID. One of them too powerful, one of them not powerful enough. Let's talk about the specs and everything else you need to know before you rush out and try to buy one of these things. And believe me, I think you're going to be surprised by the testing that we do in this video today. So sit back, get subscribed, hit the bell notification. Well, let's just get this video going, shall we? Okay, so I'm not going to drag this video out very long. I'm just going to get to the testing. I'm going to show you what you need to know before you buy one of these. So on the right, we have the new RIDGID Stealth Force Oil Pulse Driver. And on the left, we have another new RIDGID impact driver. It's just not the Stealth Force. So you can clearly see the one on the right, the Stealth Force, dominated the other Nuke Compact on the left. But remember that because it's going to get a little confusing. Oh, and before I move to the next test, I want you to hear the sound differences between the two. So let's start it out with the Stealth first. So you can see why the Stealth Force from RIDGID is so popular with the people that are seeing these impact drivers. It is very quiet, very smooth. Okay, but what about in reverse? Clear winner, Stealth Force. But here's where it gets interesting. Check out these big old lag screws. The Stealth Force actually quit 3/4 of the way down, where the one on the left actually would have kept going. Unfortunately, I broke my adapter. And now when I do that, I don't really hear snap, I hear... And that really surprised me, my best friend forever, because I figured because of the last test and how fast the Stealth Force was, it was going to do the same thing on this test. However, that was not so. So once I got a new adapter, I decided to drive this the rest of the way down through that treated 6x6 with no pilot hole, and then I wanted to pull it out. And I had no issues with the other impact driver. However, I could not say the same for the Stealth. And just to be safe, I tried every single mode that this impact offered unsuccessfully.
Speed 3. So here's what's really weird about this. When I'm using the Stealth Force, the oil pulse driver, I don't really feel any vibrations driving the smaller fasteners. But when I move them up to the larger lag screws, well, this one right here was way more vibration than the other Nuke, and this one right here did not drive this all the way down. The other one did. And yes, just to be clear, again, I am using the max output EXP lithium 4 amp hour battery for both of these units. All right, definitely want to try one more thing here. So this is a SPAX, it's a 4-inch, 1/4 inch. And I'm gonna put this on mode 3, and we're just gonna see no pilot hole. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's so smooth on something like this, and then pull it up. No issues at all. Now I want to go to the other one. It's a brand new one here, and we're on speed 3, so let me go here. Interesting. All right, so let's just talk about what I really like about these and what I don't really like about these. So number one is the Stealth Force is definitely not the most powerful impact driver that I've ever felt. And yes, as a compact, we're doing things here that people wouldn't normally do on the job site. That said, I have used other compact impact drivers that will sink those lag screws. That said, the non-Stealth Force had no issues at all driving those lag screws and went above and beyond what I thought it was going to do. But that said, power and speed is not everything when it comes to impact drivers. I know a lot of us tool reviewers, that's all we focus on sometimes. This right here is a great impact driver. However, it's still loud. It still vibrates pretty heavily, but it will definitely get the job done for you in a smaller compact size. And even though the Stealth Force vibrated way more with those larger lag screws, well, this is not the tool for lag screws anyway. So this is something that you would be using for screws and just driving those all day long. And if you're using that for the right application, well, this thing right here is extremely smooth, much quieter, and you barely even feel it, which I absolutely love that about this impact driver.
And here's a couple other things that I need to point out about both of these impact drivers. Yes, the Stealth Force is a little bulkier than the other model. As far as it goes with build quality, both of them are great. However, the Stealth Force does give off that professional vibe a little bit more than the other impact driver. They both offer lighting. However, the Stealth Force gives you the tri-beam, and on the other impact driver is your basic light down on the bottom of the base. Both of these impact drivers are digital and they both offer the automatic mode. However, I thought it was kind of strange that they offered the lanyard option on the one impact driver and not the Stealth. Some might say it's for size, but there's really no difference. So I don't know. I'm just nitpicking at this point. And did I mention they both offer the quick release? I think I did. Real nice like.
So long story short, if you want something that's still compact, but still has the punch and more speed, more power, but you don't mind the noise as much, well then go with this Nuke. But if you're somebody that's not worried about being the fastest, but you definitely want something that's a little quieter and feels a little bit better ergonomically, well then this is the one to go with.